That was the U.S. sneezing. And you know what they say, when America sneezes, Jamaica catches a cold. They say that the U.S. is heading into a recession. So what does this mean for Jamaica's tourism industry that's just now recovering? I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. My guest today is the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Ed Bartlett. Welcome to Money Moves JA, Minister.
Yes.
Glad to have you.
Thank you, Kalila. We haven't had a discussion
Face to face?
Yes.
In a while.
Absolutely. I think COVID did a number on us, but
Yes.
here we are again.
And it's a really important topic. Because
Physically and in proximity, and that's a good feeling coming out of what we call the entrepause when the world wasn't doing anything.
And I know you're used to the jet life, so being grounded is different. But we have a very important topic to talk about because economists are predicting a recession in the United States. And when it comes to tourism, we are just recovering from COVID-19. People are just starting to feel comfortable traveling again. But if a recession does indeed materialize, and even without a recession, the economy in the United States and Jamaica is not great, still recovering from COVID, high inflation, high interest rates, and many other factors. How are you dealing with this in the Ministry of Tourism, and what are your preparations, and what's your advice for businesses that may need to consider these coming factors?
Right. Well, I think the projections as we see them unfolding, the trends as they are emerging are not the rosiest, but we have to look at where the segments of the markets are. We have to look at who are the new players that are going to emerge. Where is the new demography emerging? Jamaica has seen in the last 6 months, perhaps year, a shift somewhat in the demography of our visitors coming out to the United States in particular. Last weekend I was in the West and tried to take a look at what's happening in the hotels. Mm-hmm. And I was really amazed at the ethnic mix. Particularly from the U.S. Gateways.
What you mean?
I see a surge of Afro-American visitors in our hotels, and that's a very interesting development, I think, in terms of our own ability to weather the future disruptions that may come. Because now we have that mix of affordable groupings of both Afro-Americans and regular Caucasian Americans and generally Americans from various ethnic groups, And then we're looking at new markets. We're looking at new markets in
So you're looking at
Europe.
Markets that are not as affected as the United States is?
Indeed, and markets that have affordability at a very high level at this time. Now,
But isn't the crisis really global?
The crisis is global, but there are niches. And so now you have to look at how, and this is why I made the point about the demographies, also the psychographic profile of your market, that you now have to look at who are the persons who will be able to travel. Mm-hmm. Where are they? Are you reaching them? What's your marketing like in those areas? So what we're doing now is that I'm giving instructions to our advertising and public relations people overseas to do what I call an analytic program of the market, its profile, given the challenges of A, the capital market, B, the agricultural market, because that's a very important market, not just from the point of view now of farmers and so on traveling, but in terms of the consumption patterns that we have to respond to. and the food supplies based on where we get our
Interesting.
supplies
I would
from.
never connect that with something that you would be looking
Absolutely.
to commission information from in tourism.
So that's what we do. You see, because tourism is this confluence of moving parts, and tourism happen because all of these things are happening. If they are not happening, there's no tourism. So we have to be on top of the game with it. And sometimes people say I probably meddle a little bit too much in all sorts of other people's areas. But that's what tourism is. If we don't, then we have nothing. Transportation must happen and happen well. Health and health services must happen and happen well. The farming community. The tourism is the most consumption-driven industry in the world. The propensity to consume of a tourist is 3 to 5 times that of the local. So when a local will have 2 meals a day and is doing well, the tourists have 5.
Especially at the all-inclusive.
Right.
It's all included. You gotta eat it.
Absolutely. And then they consume at the highest end of the market. So they want the best cars to take them around. They want the best sheets, 500 thread sheets.
And above.
And above. They want the best pillowcases. They want their rooms to be immaculate. They want the best furnishing in general.
Which is why so many sectors of the economy suffered when tourism suffered.
Absolutely.
So
and then all of those, by reverse situation, all of those thrive and grow when tourism is happening.
Exactly.
Yes.
You mentioned something really important earlier. You said that you are looking at the psychographic profile of the person who can travel even in difficult times.
Correct.
What have you found so far?
All right.
Who are these people?
Right. So we find that these people are interested in a number of things. One, health and wellness. They are interested in destinations that have done better with COVID. They are interested also in less dense accommodation, so villas and luxury villas, and they're interested also in immersive experiences that can be derived from community engagement and from nature. So when you look at that and then you say, okay, fine, this is the profile of the market that's there, then you come back to build your products. So you look at 2 things. One, you look at how do you maintain the budget traveler, because that budget traveler is always going to be there. And one of the things you have to appreciate is that the availability and affordability levels may change. So who is budget last year would perhaps not be able to fly this year because of inflation, because of the cost of travel. And those who would be doing business class would be now traveling economy. So the budget traveler is still there. And of course,
but it's a different budget traveler.
Different budget traveler. And so you now have to do another thing. You have to create a value proposition. And this is a big area that our tourism partners have to appreciate. You have to have a compelling, what I call sales proposition that the visitor looks on and says, yes, I am buying value. And Jamaica has value, top value. So when we said we were going to adopt the principles of the Blue Ocean strategy, it's to enable Jamaica to stand out and to be seen as a destination above the rest. So we're not competing with Trinidad and Barbados and St. Lucia and Domrep and Mexico, right? Because Jamaica is Jamaica at a level with a value proposition that is unmatched. And that's where we want to go, which is why we just completed a destination assurance white paper that I'm taking to Parliament, which is an end-to-end assurance to the visitor of a safe, secure, and seamless experience when you come to Jamaica, tied into all of the wonderful cultural attributes that we have, the great geophysical features that are, a part of that whole natural process that we offer. And then a price point that is not competitive in the sense of being necessarily lower than anybody else, but competitive from the point of view of the value proposition.
Do you have a sweet spot in terms of price point now?
Well, I tell you, I wish I could. I can only tell you that what is happening in Kalila is that Jamaica is attracting a higher ADR now than even before COVID.
What's ADR?
That's average daily rate. That is higher now than pre-COVID. So what we're seeing is that the recovery in terms of the revenue flow is outpacing the recovery in terms of arrivals. And that's a very fortunate position for any
So fewer people, but more money.
destination to be. Absolutely.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Minister.
Yes.
That was very, very good.
Thank you.
Very useful info.
Thank you.
Luxury beaches, countless grains of pure white sand, tranquil breeze and palm trees, our beautiful island Jamaica. Oh, Jamaica. We miss the vibrancy of our tourism product, but hope is on the horizon. At EXIM Bank, we know that SMEs in the tourism industry need support to keep this vision alive, to continue building our national legacy, to strengthen one of our country's strongest assets. We also know that in times of adversity, you need financing to keep serving the tourism sector. Our mandate is to help you so that you can survive, thrive, overcome challenges, and meet your financing needs. Let us help you to build a better future for your business. Ask about our small and medium-sized tourism enterprise loan today. Borrow up to $25 million with interest rates as low as 4.5% and up to 7 years to repay. You can breathe easy. Enjoy your progress and continue contributing to brand Jamaica. EXIM Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Now here is a recap of Minister Bartlett's key points. Tourism businesses should pay attention to where the new demography is emerging. Look at the new market of people who are able to travel. These people are usually interested in locations that offer luxury experiences, such as villas, and immersive experiences, such as community engagement and nature activities. Create a value proposition for your company so that visitors feel compelled to use your services. Jamaican hotels have been attracting a higher average daily rate than pre-COVID levels, therefore leading to faster recovery in revenues.
That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website at eximbankja.com and visit my website at KalilaReynolds.com for a summary of this episode. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Until next time.